Once again, thanks for tuning in. You're listening to World Combat Sports. What's popping, everybody? November 1st is on deck, man. 2 more months before the year closes out. And salute to everyone that's out there working, getting it in, doing what you're supposed to do. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Provide, making a living for yourself, getting through the hard times. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the day one and the active supporters of WCS Media. Man, you know what it is, man. It's always a grind, always on the clock. And for those of you that appreciate it and stop through, yes, back at you is mutual. Salute, one love, all that. Calico, what's good? He's on deck, man. Today's topic, I don't care who it upsets. I just want to first of all give a shout out to, Team Williams that has been in the game for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? They've done a lot of great things in boxing for being an independent team, in such a sport that's unforgiving, merciless, and really it should be called a dark science because there's a lot that goes on. You have fighters that's going in here training their ass off, trying to be the best at what they do. And then you have individuals that don't respect the sport who criticize these fighters. You know what I'm saying? But Team Williams want to let y'all know that we respect the sport, and what you're about to hear is strictly from WCS and not those members of Team Williams. But we do want to let you know we support WBC world champion Devin Haney. Been doing great things out here, man, especially his pops. Shout out to Bill. Been doing an outstanding job. You know, he doesn't deserve what he's been getting from across the way. If you haven't heard, or when you was on the toilet taking a shit, and you probably saw something, like a little specimen or a piece of bacteria, there might have been skid mark. I don't know. A lab experiment gone. Seeing that climbing around, when you went to throw the garbage out of the dumpster. And once again, I have to reiterate. It's been said time and time again of criticizing other black men. Well, this ain't the case, dog. We just giving a shout out to Team Haney because they're a father-son tandem, just like Team Williams. They out here grinding, making it happen. And I can absolutely say that Devin Haney is one of the most ducked fighters in the lightweight division. I can say that in all honesty. He's one of the most ducked fighters in the lightweight division. What I don't understand is if for once upon a time, this person that I consider skid mark is like something that's out the crack of a donkey's ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about on a hot summer day. I'm talking about with the flies and everything around, and all that stuff just smelling the way it do, like a farm is. You would hear skid mark up here criticizing another black man once again. See, it's easy for him to do that because he's not black. He's Ethiopian. He's Ethiopian, and he's uncomfortable with showing himself on camera anymore because his hairline is UA. You know what I'm saying? That itself has abort mission, just like he has abort mission from supporting Team Haney. We shouldn't sit there and be team players when you hearing him criticize, a fighter that he supported 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Jealousy is something that's in boxing that just running rampant, y'all. Skid Mark was up here praising Haney, and then all of a sudden, it's absolute malice and criticism. Why? Why this man up here criticizing a black team? One of the black teams that's noted in boxing. It's plenty. It's plenty. I'm talking about. He's a big name. Why criticize him all of a sudden because things didn't go your way? Why criticize him about stuff I've been saying all along? I said Haney wasn't fucking with Skid Mark, and it's true. Devin was smarter than that. He didn't want to fuck with that dude. That's just not how he get down, dog. Look, but y'all got to hold this piece of bacteria accountable for his actions. He's on here dogging out the team members, those mutts that roll around with him, are up here doing the same thing when they was the same people that was on Devin Haney's support team. If you call up Devin 1-800 Devin Haney, those individuals was the one who would pick up the phone and say, Devin Haney support team, how may I help you? They was all in support of Devin Haney. Now all of a sudden they turn their backs on him. They're stabbing Bill in the back. They're stabbing Devin Haney in the back. And it's all over jealousy. For real. Like Bill Haney don't owe these cats anything. But what he did was attempt, when you try to reach out and you try to do a good deed and you see the good in it, you say, let me bring this mutt. Let me bring him in closer. It's cold out there. Let me bring this mutt closer. And you reach your hand out there, your palm is up, and you have like three little morsels of Alpo and some bits of cheese, and you say, here, and you try to feed that mutt, and you say, you know what, I'm doing something good for you. That's what Bill Haney was trying to do for Skid Mark. He was just trying to feed a mutt and bring him into a warmer, refuge, and say, look what I'm doing for you. I want you to change your life around. That's all I'm trying to do. He gave him some old stale saltine crackers he had in the house. Dipped them in some motherfucking toilet water so it can be a little soft. Fed it to him. Said, you like that? Yeah, I do. It's the best I ever had. It's better than those stale ass ramen noodles I eat every day. Why do we have grown men that's up here co-signing on such a big name in boxing to be denigrated all of a sudden from an individual who call themselves supporting that team? All those individuals who are over there jumping on Devin Haney with all this damn insults, derogatory comments, vulgarity, saying he's scared of this and scared of that. Why aren't y'all trying to damn think for yourself, man? Why are you letting a roach lead you through life? Your life is extended into social media. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all before. Remember what I told y'all, right? You're over there listening and allowing somebody to dictate when you speak, how you speak, and what you speak on. But yet you're telling your kids, hey, kids, I don't want you to ever be like Skid Mark, because that's a loser in life. That's a loser when he gets off the mic. That's a dope head. That's a crack fiend. That's an addict. Every time you turn around, he's turning his back on somebody. He's betraying them. He's stabbing them in the back. And it just don't make any sense whatsoever on how he was up here basically supporting a fighter over and over again, and now it's not good enough. Can't do shit right. He's supporting another fighter that's in the lightweight division, which he was basically saying wasn't unified. Devin Haney has the real title. Teofimo Lopez isn't unified until he fight Devin Haney. Same shit I was saying. I was saying Teofimo was unified though. But what I'm hearing from him is all of a sudden Teofimo Lopez has all the belts. And Devin Haney got his via email. And Devin Haney did this. It's just an atrocity, isn't it? It's crazy. Isn't it? I mean, just think about that. Just think about it. Appreciate that, Andrew. You know how that goes. Wrenches in the game. I want to let you know when it comes time for you to think for yourselves when it comes to this boxing game. I know it's a lot of criticism going on in this sport. Boxers go out here and they always talk about how lonely it is, training to be the best of what they do, to gain the fans' favorable opinion, only to go to YouTube and have individuals that mess it up for media. And you should understand why that happens. And this is the perfect example on why that happens. A lot of fighters don't want to do or basically put themselves in a situation and where they talk to media who they don't truly trust or know. And this is a perfect example on YouTube. A guy who was screaming Devin Haney's name out over and over again, and then you turn around and stab him in the back and criticize him if he ain't shit. Don't criticize him. Come on, don't criticize him now, man. Because look at all the hours. You can go back on your videos. Look at all the hours you put in praising him, saying he was the best of what he does. No one can outbox him. He exposes everybody. And now all of a sudden you had a falling out and you're disrespecting his pops that you know he's a hard ass worker. Bill Haney over there living up in a mansion, making his own money, and you jealous of that. You know what I'm saying? You can't give that man credit. A black man that's out here working his ass off to get his son to be respected in the sport of boxing. You can't respect him that. I mean, just because he's not having you on his payroll, just because he chose a more intelligent, educated YouTube channel like Aki TV to represent his son out here. Hey, I told y'all this a long time ago, bro. I mean, come on, man. Did you actually think that Devin Haney was going to sit up there and kick it with you? A mutt in life? No, that's not the way he is, dog. Come on, man. He never would have gave you the opportunity. Leave Team Haney alone, man. Leave him alone. That's not even necessary what you got going on right now. Andrew Charles on deck, man. It's not even necessary. A message to those individuals who's the same ones that was at one point in time co-signing every bogus ass fake narrative that was pushed out there, right? Y'all was over there just criticizing, running the Haney's name into the damn ground, right? Nobody could say anything wrong about Devin Haney at the time. It was all about, hey, Haney's the best of what he does. No one can go against the grain when it came to Skip Mark. Now Skip Mark is attempting to support Team Lopez. I just have a message for Team Lopez. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? I mean, I'm curious, like, I don't supposed to get this shit. I don't supposed to understand why all of a sudden, outside of raising a family, right? That I supposed to go on here to YouTube land and look at how people are moving and say to myself that it's okay. It's just YouTube. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You got grown ass man that's telling grown ass men telling their kid, no, don't be like him. Don't be like him. I want you to go to college. I want you to have your own business. I want you to raise a family. I want your kids to respect you. I just want you to be, that type of person in your household. But yet they're on YouTube acting absolutely opposite of that. These motherfuckers lost their mind. They're letting the Ethiopian who wants to be black really bad, truly, really, really bad. He wants to be black really bad. So he criticized a lot of black people to attempt to get the acceptance of real black individuals who was born that way. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. Jealousy. That's why he's so jealous of Bill, because Bill is a black man that's out here that's been grinding for quite some time in the trenches. And he actually spent times, an ample amount of time on his YouTube, promoting his son, putting in work, trying to make him the best he could possibly be out here in a sport. But 1 minute they love you, 1 minute they don't. But explain this to me, like, how, not all y'all over there, not all y'all, but a lot of you all, and you can show up over here. I don't have no problem putting a link in there. Don't come on the ghost accounts. You know what I'm saying? Don't come over here on the ghost accounts. You know what I'm saying? Somebody just put something in that does nothing for me. I'm from the South, dog. You putting shit up in the live chat like that on me, it does absolutely nothing. But explain this to me. How all of a sudden you all are advocating for Teofimo Lopez. When I was advocating for Tio, it was a problem. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker was over there whining and this, that, and the other. But I'm like, check this out though. How can you all of a sudden be persuaded by a roach, a mutt in life? How can you have something that has no foundation of leadership persuade you to make a choice when you are absolutely grown? A lot of you get up and go to work, and you may be supervisors and managers in your everyday life. But how can, when you come home, you unwind, you relax and exhale, and you step on this PC or whatever, your phone, how do you allow somebody like that to have any percentage of control to persuade you on how to think as a human being? How does that work? I'm asking you seriously, because you can't get rich off YouTube. Nobody can retire off YouTube. Okay. They're not giving out 401ks. They're not doing none of that shit. But when it comes to this boxing game and you hear the name Devin Haney, it's a prominent name in the sport of boxing. It's been that way for quite some time. And Skip Mark was over there saying his name damn near 5,600 times a day. Now all of a sudden, he ain't shit. That's just not true. That's just not true to come over here all of a sudden because you have a falling out and you have individuals trying to follow you and be influenced by your actions. They stupid too. I mean, you never really see one mutt. When you see that mutt, you see other mutts. They all flock together because all of them mutts. They're not leader of the pack. It's just like they just walking around and saying, all mutts walk together. It's not even a movement. It's just whenever one mutt runs into the next mutt, and then they know where to find the other mutt. And then before you know it, you have a group of mutts roaming around the YouTube community, just talking, barking. Nobody don't know what the fuck they talking about. But every now and then we tune in, we lean in and see what they motherfucking trying to say. And this is a perfect example of what I said earlier. When I was supporting Teofimo Lopez, it was all wrong, right? But now all of a sudden, one of the biggest mouths on YouTube, all bark, no bite. This dude has turned his back on Team Haney, putting the same rudimentary, basic, immature thumbnails out there using the word expose. And there's individuals actually saying, jumping on the Teofimo bandwagon now. Oh, senior. Isn't that the same shit they did to Bill Haney when Bill Haney used to pop up on the scene? Bill, can I talk to you? Let me ask you this, please, Bill. Invite me out there to one of his training camps one time. Let me just see Devin Haney in the light. What is your son up to? What does he do in his personal time? What's his favorite color? I mean, what am I fucking watching, dog? This shit is hilarious. You are now Team Lopez All because, all because I guess jealousy set in with you. You wasn't getting all the attention that you needed. He took away the kibbles and bits and the molded cheese. Is that why you mad? He took away the stale bread. How does this Ethiopian get away with continuing to dog out and denigrate black men, black boxers, hard-working black fathers that's out here in the sport of boxing? How does he continue to go to different channels and scream and yell like a hoe, and people still say, you know what, that's who I want to be on YouTube? For real though, that's who I want to be. I just can't wait to cut my mic on when I get home. Man, I got to be in this group right here, shawty. How does that work? Somebody explain that shit to me. Andrew said they was disrespecting you straight up for supporting Tio. Absolutely, dog. Like when I was supporting Tio like that, it was all backwards. It was all wrong. You know, I was being biased and shit like that. But now, what's incredibly unfortunate is the fact that Teofimo Sr., he's a junior, but Tio's father would actually jump on or place himself in a situation with the individual that actually called him up for the same purpose. He called up Teofimo and say, why you ducking Devin Haney? Come on, Skip Mark called him up, y'all. Look, I guess, I guess I look at it like the way I went through life and what I learned and where I was doing, in my mid years or whatever, and how I treat people. I guess that shit has, I've overthought it, because I'm assuming that certain people should have that genuine type of mentality to treat people a certain way, especially age appropriation and maturity and all that. But that's just not the case, because I look at how, you Teofimo Sr. was dogged out by this guy. Your son was dogged out by this guy. But now you're willing to show up on his platform. You're willing to show up on his platform and give him airtime. I mean, what the fuck am I listening to? What am I watching? What to my grown men? Once again, people, hear me out on this. Once again, I bet we don't see Teofimo pull up and be on that panel with a bunch of other mutts asking him questions. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. Just like I said, Devin Haney's not going to fuck with him. I'd be surprised if Tio actually spent time. And, you tuned in, prove it. Prove it. Prove that Tio's going to give you that time. Because I know one person is not going to be on there. I can tell you one rising star that's not going to be on there. That's 150. He is definitely not going to be on your panel, dog. But somebody explain that shit to me. Like, how can you go through it supporting somebody so viciously? You know what I'm saying? You have a falling out, whatever it is, jealousy or whatever. You was boosting up some fighters that was attached to the camp, so to speak. Like I told you was wrong for, Lolo Jones, man. You was talking about this young warrior so much. And I was even saying, I said, it's only a matter of time before you turn on Lolo. Sure enough, Lolo takes one loss like it happens in boxing. I said, man, you should have Lolo back on the show and talk about it. I really don't see that love. You know what I'm saying? That's a young black man trying to come up in the sport. I just don't see that love that you're supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it. And then you used to praise Darren Cunningham, praise him to the high end of the earth. He goes down here and have a tough fight. I don't see where the love is reciprocated. I don't see you being genuine. I don't see none of that shit. How do grown ass adults continue to revert themselves or gravitate back over to the Roach Motel? How do y'all do that? Do you spray yourselves down? Open your mouth, spray the damn Raid into your mouth? Is it a certain type of chemical reaction that you get by spraying Raid into your mouth and then say, you know what? I feel like I'm ready now. Let me tune in to Skip Mark and talk over some bullshit. Let me go ahead and see who I can criticize. Someone who would never have a retirement. You're never going to get rich off YouTube. You're never going to be any bigger than this channel, which this channel is just a small window for real. It's like having a pinhole in a windshield on life. Like this is just a pinhole, just a little small pinhole. It gives you a little bit of breathing air to do what you got to do in life. It's not going to be here forever. That's why I just sit back and relax, man. I want everybody to, like hold him accountable for always calling out people that's tearing down black man. He was the same one up here talking about Mark Breland, Deontay Wilder. Deontay look, Deontay Wilder is his favorite fighter, right? Wilder shouted this man out, showed him love. He turned his back on him, started calling the man all these bitches and shit. Say he was going to get knocked out. Just turned his back on another black man. Denigrated the shit out of him. Now he turned his back on another black man, Bill Haney. A well-known name in the boxing community. He turned his back on him. Now Bill ain't shit. We got to do better than this, man. Real talk. We got to do better than this, man. YouTube is forever going to be taken as a joke, man. You look at how much effort that's being put into those individuals that need YouTube, right? Look at all the man hours you put in thumbnails, doing live streams, going through. I don't. It's not what I do. But you see people having panels and they'll stay on here for hours arguing back and forth and try to moderate grown ass men, grown fucking men, dog. Some of these men have families at home. They're sitting up here moderating a grown ass men on how to speak, when to speak, and what to speak on. So if you don't speak on Teofimo Lopez right now, you ain't shit. Look, if you speak and advocate for Devin Haney, you ain't shit. You getting kicked off. No more Devin Haney talk. Come on, man. That's why boxers out there right now, fighters right now, they don't fuck with YouTube, bro. They can't take us serious because it's not enough of us that they can trust. It's only a small few of us that really take the game serious. And I'm not sitting up here kissing Bill's ass or nothing. I'm grown. Me and Bill the same age. I'm just showing respect. You know what I'm saying? I'm just showing respect for what he does have going on because I see what, William Sr. does from his son, Junior. I mean, that shit is deep. It's unconditional. It's like blood, sweat, and tears. A depth of sacrifice that a lot of you men on YouTube would never know about. And that goes the same thing for Bill Haney. Is this man up here sacrificing man hours on the phone, talking, trying to set shit up for Devin, trying to get him paid, trying to set his son up for success, trying to make him a millionaire so when he get a certain age, he don't have to work after the sport is over. All along, the good thing about what Bill Haney, the good thing about it, he was smart. He fed Skip Mark with an open hand. He never gave him a fork and a plate and said, hey, man, mi casa, su casa. Go ahead, eat. He never did that shit. He had no plans of inviting this man to Devin Haney's training camp. No plans whatsoever, bro. That's what I knew about that. He was just feeding him like you feed straps to a mutt. You just feed him scraps. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. You feed them some goddamn old ass bones that been in the garbage for like 4 or 5 days. That's all you do. You just feed them some scraps. And they'll keep on coming around. They say, damn, I know I'm going to get something from over here. That's all he was doing. In order for YouTube to have some type of validity to it, for fighters out here to take it serious, you have to go out here and show your face. It's not going to be easy for a lot of these cats to just sit behind the mic and they, post videos. You have to go out there and basically represent your character, who you are. I don't have to worry about a roach like Skid Mark to come out and support anything, because the most he'll ever be is the little frame that YouTube provides him. You know what I'm saying? That's a small ass window. He'll never be shit in life. He'll never be shit. But I'm calling out the ones that's around him, that's not trying to build him up the right way. You up there co-signing on the bullshit with him. That makes you a roach and a mutt too. Whatever you choose to be in life, that makes you a mutt and a roach too. Combined, you a hybrid. You are a hybrid. That's what you are. You are a hybrid. You all actually believe that you're talking about boxing when you're up here criticizing the shit out of a name that has raised your channel? Bill Haney, if it wasn't for Bill Haney, you wouldn't even have the amount of followers that you do now, because a lot of people is tuning in because you basically use that man's name to build up your channel. And then of course you had to take that shit down, because no, you just can't have representation. You know what I'm saying? The Devin Haney podcast and all this other shit. No, Bill wasn't going to allow that. But Bill Haney is responsible for building up Skid Mark's channel. He is the sole proprietor for building up that man's channel. Absolutely, hands down. You should thank him. You should basically call that man up, because I know you have his number, and apologize. You should apologize for, the words that you've been putting out there, the slander and everything else that goes along with it. You should apologize, because that man out here busting his ass, dog. Hoover on deck. What's good, man? J Ocho on deck. L Dub on, man. Man, let me know how you feel about Skid Mark. Anybody who tune in to me know who Skid Mark is. Y'all know who Skid Mark is. Man, what you think about that? He turned his back on a fighter who he used to chime in over and 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 over again. He was hyped up. Look, Bill Haney even said, I like his energy. Yeah, two grown men say the same thing. I never looked at it as energy. I just looked at it as a mutt that was hungry. And the difference between this mutt vice every other mutt you see around the neighborhood, somebody was up there fucking around with it and sticking needles in it while I was wandering around the trap house. It was just sticking old needles in. Get your ass around. Get your ass. They would stick a needle in his ass. Run around the back and shit. Ask one of his other mutts to get that needle out of his back. That's all it was. But Bill say he like his energy, man. I like how you, talk for my son and shit like that. But the good thing about it, I remember the first time that Devin Haney showed up on the show, and I was looking at Devin. He was like, I was having a thought process. I was thinking for Devin. Like he was looking at that nigga. He said, "Man, please, I'm up here wasting my time. I need to be out here talking to my girl. I'm up here talking to this funny looking, lab experiment that went wrong. I'm about to get my ass off this motherfucking show, dog. I'd never show up here again." He probably turned and say, "Dad, don't ever goddamn tell me to go on his show again. I ain't talking to that funny looking nigga. Fuck that. I got pretty ass women to look at. I ain't got time to be goddamn going on his show like that. Going around basically trolling other fighters and channels using explicit language towards individuals only going to get a cosign by Team Haney for so long. Absolutely, man. True words spoken. True words spoken. It was a poor strategy. Yes, sir. L said, "What's good, Jay? Salute, WCS." Hoover said, "Niggas switch up more than do seasons. Do the weirdo." He absolutely a weirdo. Skid Mark is a weirdo, dog. That's what chemicals do to your body. Synthetic chemicals, drugs, and all that. You know what I'm saying? It forces you not to come on live no more and show your face. Period. That's what it does, man. Do the crackhead. Mark never leave the crib. For real, J Ocho. When we gonna see him out of the fight? I remember he was so concerned on what I was doing, but yeah, at one point in time he was talking about my catalog. I don't go up here competing with nobody, but one thing we know for sure. One thing we know for sure. I wasn't up here screaming. Whatever fight I support, I wasn't screaming their name like he was. He was a straight Devin Haney supporter, just like he was a Deontay Wilder, and he turned his back on both of them. Two black men. He turned his back on them and just started maliciously degrading them, insulting them, trying to make it seem like Devin ain't shit. He all cap. You know what I'm saying? Like we have literally seen Devin get ducked by several fighters, including Ryan Garcia, Javier Fortuna, Jojo Diaz. He had no other choice when Ryan Garcia goddamn fell out the fight. He needs to get paid. So if Jojo Diaz is going to come up to the scene, cool. Or if Devin Haney wants to take Gervonta Davis, it'll be a good name on his record because he definitely need to build up his record. But my boxing sense on what I critique Devin Haney on is just my OP. It's just an opinionated. That's all. Nothing more. But to hear what I'm hearing with Team Skidmark over there, I'm just trying. I'm trying to waste money on a can of Raid. Somebody flipped the switch on over there so them motherfuckers can scramble, beneath the fridge or something, go back and hide. What the fuck am I saying? All them motherfuckers that was over there talking that shit about Teofimo when that shit was going back and forth, when they supposedly trying to make the fight and saying that Devin Haney was, try to get the fight between Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. They was dogging out Teo and his pops. Now they dogging out Bill Haney and Devin Haney. What? Two black men? I better not ever hear you here and say some shit about black men again. First of all, you're not black. So you need to stop talking about black men. It don't matter how many black men you know I have on your panel. You're not black. You never will be black. You can't speak on anything black. You're not black. So don't talk about tearing down black men because your ass ain't black. The only thing was black in your life is when you chewed yourself out of that hefty bag to survive. That's it. That was the only thing black in your life. You made it. You made it, man. I remember we used to be on that channel. Bill will offer him to cover the fight camps, but that nigga can't leave the city. Hey, man. encourage that man to go out and support a fight there, Jay Ocho. So tell that man to go out and support at least one fight. Got one of the weakest channels on YouTube, man. Don't have no boxing content in life. Like, when have you covered the fight on site? We need that on site media to get boxing blossoming, and grow some more branches. We need that on site media, dog. For real. T.O. Senior act like a cokehead, but I like how Team Lopez do back they shit up. It's been a while, man. Like I said before, I'm disappointed in his pops. I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed. Why you would have that dude? Why you would be on? Why would you be on that dude's channel? Why would you have him in your conversation? Like you said, y'all doing big things. Why are you even placing yourself in that situation just to dog out Devin Haney? Like, man, don't y'all have better things? Boxing must be a boring fucking sport if two champions are on YouTube dealing with a mutt. How does that fucking work? Like, you're two big names in boxing. How the fuck are both of you all at one point in time, Bill and Senior, gravitating to a crackhead? It's not magic. It ain't no magic in that shit. How in the fuck are you gravitating to a crackhead? That's all I want to know. I seen your interview with El Pazuka, by the way, WCS out in the trenches. Appreciate it, man. I seen him before he was 1-0. I actually interviewed him out there in Tennessee. He's the brother-in-law of Sonny Conto, a heavyweight. So, that shit I know from being in the trenches. Appreciate you pulling up and mentioning it. But to them, that means everything. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to interview him like that, he has a long ways to go in the heavyweight division. Good dude, stacking his wins, and it is what it is. Thanks for bringing it up, though. Salute to you. The way he had Dev nuts in his mouth, dog. He owe that man half his YouTube earnings. J Ocho, man, let him know, dog. Don't he? Bill knows that, man. Bill knows. Look, Bill knows he grew that man channel. He gave him an outlet. Like, he had over 1,000 subscribers or something. Man, Bill allowed them to use their name. Man, he showed his face up in there. He used to talk. He used to have debates with the panels. All that shit. He should thank him handsomely. Like, be generous. Be mature about it. Just go up here and say, you know what? To grow my channel and to continue to grow, I don't need to be beefing with another black man on YouTube. You're talking about the person who has never covered a boxing match, but will go around here and say how much he knows about boxing. I wish you would come on my channel trying to act like you know about boxing. And then he tried to compete at one point in time and act like he know about MMA. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Stop it, dog. You say the same shit in boxing. Look, I just heard, Skip Mark say some shit about Devin Haney's resume with his box rec, but he was hyping him up. You was talking about Moran like Moran was the shit. Now he ain't nothing to you. How does that work? How does Zaur Abdullayev all of a sudden ain't nothing? How does Santiago become nothing? Back then, you was hyping them up on who he fought. Even Gamboa, you was hyping Gamboa up. Now, Devin Haney, when you speak on him, his name has no relevance of doing anything well in boxing. You messed up a real good thing, because me at my age, I never would have hyped up a fighter like that. But you had yourself in a very, very solid position because they're young. Devin Haney is young, just like Michael Williams Jr. He's young, and be attached to a team. My attachment and the team Williams Jr. is much different than any other team out here. Like, we actually communicate when we on deck. We sit down as a family. We eat. We joke around. All that shit. Even with Roy Jones, you don't see me up here saying all this, reckless stuff. Bringing the team into it. It doesn't happen. I mean, the maturity level is different. One thing you can understand that you'll never get that access to Williams Jr. like that. Never. Never. It'll never happen. I mean, our team is just different, though. Our team is just different individuals. It's just different. We roll different. We treat each other different. The respect level is different. You have some important individuals that have different ventures in their life that's successful. You know what I'm saying? And in the process, you have, senior, junior out here climbing this ladder in boxing. Sitting at 19-0 right now, about to go on Top Rank and fight John Bowser. That's the big deal. That's what we're trying to do. We're not trying to go on YouTube and have a panel full of. Well, I'm not. I've never, because the cast that's in my chat right now, the ones that I chat with on a regular basis, got mad respect for, because I can tell you most of them cats that's in the live chat, whether it be 7 or 8, they are capable and mature enough to have a dialogue about boxing, MMA, and whatever the damn topic is. Doesn't have to be 100, 150, and that does nothing for me. It'd be cool just for the looks, but with me, it seems like the ones that's in the live chat on a regular, they know how to speak on the topics. That's fine with me. He gonna be Team Shakur in 6 months. Talk that shit, Hoover. Talk that shit, Hoover. You know what I'm saying? Talk that shit. Ohio runs boxing on deck. What is good, bro? I saw your boy Albert Bell down here in the ATL, bro. Shout out to Ohio Run Boxing. Appreciate the donation, my brother. He said, I support Team Michael Williams Jr. all day. Yes, sir, indeed. And that is the truth. And that is the truth. I know that for a fact. And I got to give a shout out to Ohio Run Boxing, because before I really even knew the dude, you know what I'm saying? He was giving me advice when I was coming back from a fight in North Carolina, and I was asking him about some software. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even using software back then. And I think Senior gave me your number. But shout out to Ohio Run Boxing. Marcus out there in Ohio, man, keeping the boxing alive and well, growing his brand, growing other boxers. And I seen a fighter come out in your attire, man. That's some good shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's some good shit you got popping over there, Marcus. Keep on doing positive, productive shit. But my conversation today isn't positive, nor is it going to be productive. But respect to Ohio Run Boxing for your donation and pulling up to the channel, bro. And when he say he been supporting Team Williams, that's absolutely true. That's real talk. And those of you that's in the chat, support Team Williams, man, especially coming up on this big fight he got with John Bowser, man. We need all the support, for real. We're going to have some lives on here, man. We're going to get Team Williams on WCS. I want y'all to pull up. I'm not worried about the haters. I just want the supporters to pull up. That's all we want. So we can talk all talk, get a chance to hear Michael Williams Jr., talk about how he feels heading to this fight, of course. He's going to be down at Roy Jones Jr. fight camp soon. You know what I'm saying? That's where he goes and prep for a camp partially. So that's where we at, man. But if y'all can, the ones that's out there, I just want y'all to Do me a favor and just back away from the computer if you're over there in skip marks, if you're over there in his area, and just take a look behind you. If you're in the house and you have kids, take a good look at those kids, right? Just take a good look at them, because I'm pretty sure most of y'all just telling them how, you know, what to do, how positive to be in life, how to focus and be dedicated to your education first. All the good shit. That's what you're doing. But then when you turn around to the computer, I just want you to still have that reflection that you just left. You just finished looking at your kids. Now you turn back around to immerse yourself in roach etiquette. For real. You can't expect to hang around shit and not begin to smell like shit and talk like shit. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna start picking up the odor. That shit's gonna be worse than halitosis, bro. All of you that's over there, I'm sending out this SOS to you. Leave. Do better for yourselves. Don't come over here acting like I call your name out personally. I'm talking about all the mutts that's supporting this cat, all the ones that's talk to me and say how bad he's did them. Look, I done had dudes, he did. Skid Mark did me this way. He did that. He did this. Listen. And I see you back over there. It's a reason why I ain't fucking with you now. Because of the same thing. You ain't strong enough. You're not strong enough, man. Y'all have to be around beta type females. Him, hers. That's who you like to be around. Him, hers. Y'all like to be around him, hers. The anatomy and the voice may sound like a him, but when it gets a little bit deeper to the ovaries that's inside, the estrogen buildup, and just the mentality as a whole, bitch made, then it's a him, her, y'all. Once again, we're talking about hybrid creations right here. Bitch made, him, hers. Y'all have to leave that shit alone. Leave Bill Haney alone. Leave Devin Haney alone. They don't deserve the criticism that's being put out here on YouTube when they're trying to get their son a fight. We're trying to see them go in. Hey, Devin Haney, he knows what he needs to do for his career. Bill knows that. His team knows that. So guess what? They're gonna have to make it happen. You're not getting Teofimo Lopez anytime soon. So both Jojo Diaz is a southpaw and Javante Davis is a southpaw. So he's fighting one of them. Of course, Jojo Diaz is an easier fight. But I'm not gonna hype on this all night. But I could have sworn, like, when Devin Haney went in there against Jorge Linares, and and he got caught, and all the praise was coming, like, look what he did from this to this. He basically outboxed him for 10 rounds. And it happens in boxing, it happens to the best of them. But now he was over there joking around. He was joking around that Devin got caught. He don't have a chin. He ain't shit in boxing. No, that's just anger, man. Bro, you just talking with anger. You have malicious intent always for anybody that's over there. That's why I'm not sure why people just be in your proximity. I don't know why. They seem like sane human beings. I don't know why they are in your proximity, as if it's a kumbaya, like it's one of those group meetings that you go to. Maybe y'all need to start your own online YouTube 12-step program. Is there any way that can happen? Those of you that's listening and running back and telling Roach, Skip Mark, I mean, can y'all start a 12-step program and somehow, some way get those drugs out of his body? And then also, can you spray around the area So those who are supporting him, those roaches can run away too and realize that, damn, I didn't, I shouldn't have never been over there in the first place. Just do that, man, for real. Just help them out. Do something. You're not gonna get rich off YouTube. And then, those of you guys that hang around on the panel all night long, a bunch of hard leg niggas hanging out all night long, arguing with one another. I bet that give you a hard on, huh? I bet y'all niggas be enjoying that. And what's so creepy about it, y'all will be on YouTube on the panel until the AM. Y'all will be off site. Y'all won't even have your camera on. You'll be off site. Goddamn looking at porn and shit up there arguing with grown ass men. That's the sick part about it. You be up there looking at some porn and jacking yourself out while you in a group of grown ass men talking about another male boxer. That's the creepy thing about y'all. How can y'all stay on the damn panel for hours and hours at a time into the AM without being with your families? I mean, what type of format or protocol is that? What is that about? Do y'all like have some type of access list for, Tuesday, Wednesday, what time the orgy is going to commence? For real, do y'all have a time set up on when the orgy supposed to commence, online orgies, and everybody's supposed to cut their cameras off and just, post their logo while they all, engage in dark acts? Dark homo acts. I mean, what we got going on here over there? I'm just curious. I'm just curious to know, like, somebody need to stop this joint, man. It's really messing up YouTube media, especially for me. Like, I'm tired of going out here and, some boxers will mention certain people. And I say, I really don't know them, but I may know who they associate themselves with. And they say, no, I really don't want to fuck with that person because they don't talk boxing. They're not out here doing what you're doing. They're not out here doing what you're doing. A lot of these cats never leave the freaking microphone, but they'll criticize the ones who's out here at the fight. It's all fucked up, y'all. He said, I appreciate it. No, you know what it is, Marcus. Man, come on, man. I don't want to get off topic, but I heard today that Brian Norman Jr. gave Bud some work in sparring recently. You heard about it? No, I ain't hearing nothing about that. Who you get that from? I would like to know who you got that from, for real. I want to know. So I'm dropping the link. And wrenches, please do your job like you always been doing. You know what I'm saying? You get some trolls over here, do what you got to do. But I haven't heard that, bro. Like, Brian Norman gave who some work? He gave Bud some work? I think I heard it on KQKC. Oh, KQKC. Wow. I didn't hear about him being there. I wonder where you heard that from. For real. How can that get around? How can that get around, Andrew? How KQKC heard about it? I mean, I don't need no names, but I mean, what happened in the sparring? Because the last time, I seen Brian Norman Jr. spar, yeah, when Tank came down here. But what was up with that? Please enlighten me. What did you hear? Let me know. Let me know what you hear. You know what I'm saying? But man, we gotta do better on this YouTube segue, this platform. Real talk, we just gotta do better. I don't care who say what about how many views I got. I go out here and work and I submit content. photography, videography, and interviews. I want to put these boxers in a better place than they were before. It don't matter if it does 2 or 3 views. Check this out. It's up to the boxer and everybody that support the boxer to share the content. It's not up to me. I'm the one that's providing the content, right? It's up to them to share it if they fuck. I'm gonna tell any boxer, I have no other purpose to to cover you anymore. If you think a 50-year-old man is clout chasing, I have no ifs, ands, or buts about it. No hesitation whatsoever. I just stopped doing it. I mean, not in total, but for you, I'm doing it because of the passion of it. Just appreciate what's going on. That's it. Too many boxers think a photographer want to get close to them and so they can clout chase what they get going on. I'm like, what clout are we talking on? Like, I don't even fucking know what you're talking about. Look, as much fighters boxings that I've shot in the ring, whether it was on the smaller stage or the bigger stage, it shouldn't be a question who's clout chasing who. I don't even come in here and brag on myself, but I get work done. I do work. Put my catalog, on-site catalog, up against anybody that's in here. Regular YouTubers, put it up. I brag every now and then. Put my catalog up against anybody, amateur all the way up to professional. Man, I put my motherfucking work in, dog. I learned how to shoot on manual my damn self. I have my own equipment, everything. I ain't the best, but I can get my shit done. Sir Ken on deck. World Combat Sports, salute. Salute to the wrenches and salute to the chats. Smash the like button. Sir Ken always get posted, man. Sir Ken always get posted. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, Sir Ken, for pulling up. When I heard, what I heard was he pressing Bud, but can't confirm or deny. Okay. Because the reason why I was asking you to explain, because I was just trying to see what exactly was said about the sparring and everything. Me being media, I do have confidentiality. I ain't trying to disrespect. I know Brian Norman them. I know Terrence Crawford them. And if you don't know what goes on behind the scenes, I'm not putting myself in any type of predicament to not have access to communicate. I was at the sparring. I was the only media at the sparring. Okay, so if he heard it from another boxer or somebody. But I was the only media that was at the boxing sparring. I wasn't trying to play dumb with you, but I'm just saying I'm not putting myself in a situation where I'm going to start talking about Brian Norman sparring Terrence Crawford sparring Brian Norman, because Terrence, one of my favorite fighters. Brian Norman Jr. is one of the favorite fighters that's coming up out the city. He's 21-0 and he's the real deal. So it's respect both ways. So I know what I know. I seen what I seen firsthand, and I'm gonna leave it at that, because no way, shape, I ain't trying to have them cats come up here and deny me from basically covering Brian Norman, any other fighter up in there. You got the Lopez brothers up in there, man. You got Tay Jones up in there, man. Out of the city, you got Carlos Jackson, man. Boxers talk. You know what I'm saying? You have High Rod, man. You have a lot of fighters that's coming up out these gyms. They talk. So if you want to be one of these media guys who get access, like I was the only media up there with Albert Bell and Michael. Like, and you're not gonna come up here and talk about fucking sparring on live. No, you're not gonna get into sparring no more. You're done. You have to respect what you've seen and what you can't talk about. That's all I can say. That's all I can say on that. What I can say to those who tune in, especially L Dub, L Dub be showing up to the fights and be basically breaking down, showing presentations on rankings and all that. Much respect to you. And he be dropping me info, man. Much respect and salute. I will tell you this about Albert Bell. Albert Bell has many different looks as a fighter. What you see in sparring is what I seen in the ring is quite different than his sparring, man. He has a lot to his arsenal. Damn, that dude is a different type of cat, bro. What I was seeing him the way he sparring, y'all need to check out Albert Bell, man. Like that's why I like going to sparring. I get to see a different side to the fighters. Just like Carlos Jackson. Saw his sparring, he went out there and fought different than his sparring. Shout out to my main man, Carlos Jackson. I went to his last sparring of his fight camp, but yet when I saw him fight on ESPN, he looked totally different. I mean, in a good way, he different. And I was looking at him. I told him, man, I was seriously impressed with what I was looking at with you, man. The shit I've seen you that wasn't the first time I seen him spar, but his last sparring session for this camp onto ESPN, he went in there and got them pushed the pace, man. And his defense was better than I thought. Man, he was real strategic with his punch combinations, not wasting up a lot of energy. The punches he did miss, he wasn't off balance. You know, he didn't get frustrated. He just kept on pressing. Salute on the mic for real. That's why I asked you though. I figured anybody knew you might be one. Yeah, man, you know what it is, Andrew. I ain't trying to play you for no sucker, man. I got respect for you, but I'm just like, especially down here in the A. I'm not talking in detail about any sparring. Anybody who knew Brian Norman Jr. knows he motherfucking dog in this bitch. Period. When it come times for sparring Brian, he don't say shit to nobody. It's straight up get ready to goddamn destroy. And you can assume whatever you want after that. That's all I'm saying. That shit is real. He'll warm up all the way till it's time for him to step in the ring. And then the rest is what it is from my eyes to the ring. Hey, I seen some damn good sparring. I ain't gonna lie. Appreciate you asking though. No, this came from more than one person that was there. It didn't come from you, but it was said they got great work. Okay, so it's a difference, Sir Ken, from them saying they got great work. Okay, so now we're talking about they got great work. Great work can be anything. Great work can be moving around. Somebody got the best of somebody. You know what I'm saying? Great work is just a middle, a mediation point to try to draw out a different type of conclusion. Like good work is just that. How you put it? It's almost like a demarcation line for somebody to make a decision on what to say, what happened with this. You know what I'm saying? Great work in can be one person got fucking worked, or great work can be two people got work. Like I can speak on this because it's already out. When Brian Norman sparred Javante, that was Iwo Jima. They got great work in. That's when I use GREAT underscore. I might put two other R's on the front of it, like Tony the Tiger, and say, great. That shit was great. Bombs over Baghdad. Boom, boom. I can talk on that. That was a legendary sparring match. Real talk. I can speak on that one. That was a legendary sparring match. Both of them mugs was landing hard ass punches, and one time they was off the clock, and the other time they was on the clock and they cut the clock off. I respected both of them more coming up out of that fight because that shit was chaos, man. That shit was chaos, man. And that's one thing about another thing I can tell you that Andrew is that I know his pops ain't gonna be, but he was just coming from sparring Boots Ennis. Brian Norman Jr. He sparred Boots Ennis for 10 days up there. I heard they got some solid work, some good work. Praise was given to Boots Ennis. They say Boots Ennis he's gonna be a problem for some big names who's already in division. So that I speak on. Yeah, Brian was coming back from Boots Ennis sparring up there in Philly, dog. They posted the pic out there. Yes, sir. I agree. When you go around leaking sparring info, um, when told not, you risk a relationship with the camp. Absolutely. That's why they can't sit up here and say I leaked that shit because it was like 30 motherfuckers in the gym, so they can't say I leaked it. But I was the only media person up there. And I forgot Tay Jones was up there too. So Tay Jones was up there, and myself was up there. Only media people that was up there. Norman Jr. got that dog like Porter. He does, man. Norman Jr. is a problem, man. He's super strong. He can box when he want to, but when he start goddamn lighting those grenades, I mean not lighting those grenades, those stick of dynamites. When he pulled the pins on them damn grenades, he's coming for that ass, man. He's coming with some thunder for real. And I like the sparring that went on during fight week. For real. If other fighters want to talk about it, out in the open about how the sparring went, cool. But I'm not fucking with it because they come straight to media and act like everything I said, I was the first and only one to talk about it. I was close as I can get. I was right there at the ring apron. I saw all the sparring. Richardson Hitchens, hey, Richardson Hitchens, shout out to Richardson Hitchens. Had a chance to see him spar again. Shout out to Steve Nelson. Had O'Shea Jones on deck. You had Quinn Randall up there from Houston who followed on the Triller card was up there. Had some USA boxers down here. Um, you know, who else was down here? That I mean, it was a lot of boxers up in this motherfucker, dog. I ain't gonna lie. That was a good time of sparring for real. Shout out to Hot Rod, man, for linking me up with that. Real talk. Shout out to Maybach Hot. He didn't get the win this past weekend, but shout out to Maybach, Real Talk, for linking me up with that both sparring. Crawford sparring and also the Albert Bell and the Michael Harris sparring. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, O'Shea, man. O'Shea was on deck. Ooh, wee. But anyway, she was ringside and she was watching the fights for real. For real. So shout out to O'Shea. I really wanted to get that interview, but it was too loud. The music was playing, and I would have got a copyright strike if I posted that shit. So it was a lot of people in there I wanted to get an interview with, but the music was playing, and there's no way that you cutting music off doing sparring. It's not gonna happen. The motherfuckers damn spar in a dead ass room with no sound. It's not gonna happen. But it was good to see certain individuals in the building though. It was. Also, not to mention, you had Tito Lopez in the building. Shout out to Tito Lopez. Cool cat. You had Eric Moon in the building, the same one who fought Edgar Berlanga. Shout out to Eric Moon. Who else was up there? It's just so much, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much. And then, of course, I don't know, you check my IG, but I posted my interview with Carlos Jackson today. I took him out to eat. We had a toast on his celebration of his victory. Man, that's my boy, man. We always gonna rock it down here in the A. Took him out, man. We chill, talked about boxing, talked about his next adventure. You know what I'm saying? He's just gonna relax right now and then he'll be back. But that was a big win for him, man. That's why he was all emotional. Because if you know his backstory, like real talk, that's straight up. I mean, he had his mind focused and set, and that's where we at. Solid dude, man. Um, but man, y'all just do me a favor, for whoever and whenever that's over there, man. Y'all be better than that when talk to this boxing and doing these streams. Like I said, I don't sit up here and tell people what I do. I just do it. And if you follow my YouTube channel and you don't like the shit, I'm gonna tell you a story that's just crazy. When I had my mom, when I was in the hospital with my mom, and she was on her deathbed almost, and I had like close to 300 people, like that. But when I post shit about boxing and stuff like that, that's live and live in color, people will share your content and they won't even like it. They won't even like your content. So all I'm doing is just sending y'all out a message. But those who do like it, man, I appreciate the share, but come on, like the content, man. I'm not saying I'm going up here trying to be this extreme, highly um touted videography, but I can edit my share of videos. You know what I'm saying? I try to put these boxes out where I can, take pictures when I'm on site at these fights. Yeah, man, the life of a camera to lens the moment is amazing. I got some coming up for y'all too. Something else. I got some coming up for y'all too, man. For real. For real, for real, for real, Shawty. What y'all think about Cepeda? That's gonna be my last. I know L Dub has a lot to say about it, but what y'all think about Josue Vargas and the type of strategy that he had stepping in there with Jose Cepeda? Knowing how Jose Cepeda, the storm and the battle, the firefight he's been in. Do you think Josue Vargas and his people kind of took it for granted and thought that was the only way, to kind of slow him down was to come out fast? You know what I'm saying? Do you think that was a smart move for them to come out the way they did and get stopped? Talk to me. But JOJA, man, talking is part of the game though. Like so many people talk. So many people talk. If I hear another person say be humble, like if I hear another person be humble, you're in a combat sport where you're causing pain and discomfort and punishment to a fighter. Why does a fighter have to be humble? They don't have to be humble. Why do they have to be humble though? What is this humble thing? Exclude that out your vocabulary. You know how they be humble? Showing up to the gym and getting in. That's how they be humble. Showing up to the gym, getting that hard work in, pushing pavement. That's being humble. Look, you're humbling yourself to know that you need to get your ass out the bed, go push pavement, get your dang training regime completed, eat right, stay disciplined during training camp, drop the weight, and go in there and perform. That's all the humbleness you need. You don't need any other humbleness than that. All this trash talk, oh, be humble. Hell no. Talk your shit. You don't need to be humble. Boxing is dirty. It's the dark science. Remember, I said that boxing is a dark science from here on out. It's been the dark science. Boxing is a dark science, man. Because with that darkness, you go in there and put your heart and effort, everything into this sport, and then you may potentially get robbed. So when it comes to the science of boxing, it includes the fighters and it includes those who are grading the fighters as a whole, collectively. That is the dark science of boxing. You think you're winning, then the scorecards come out different. Some referees stop the fight late, some stop it early. Some fighters believe they could have kept on boxing, and some don't. But the ones that were stopped prematurely is for a reason. Some fighters get pulled out and say, "Oh, I have an injury." and then they want to jump on and fight for the titles. Dillian White. It's a dark science, people. I thought Vargas was going to make it a good fight. I agree, bro. I thought Vargas was going to be in that. I really did, man. I was pulling for Josue Vargas. Yes, sir. What Cepeda did to Josue was incredible to see live. For real? I bet it was, man. Just like Tank knocking out Leo Santa Cruz. That shit was incredible to see live. I thought a body just dropped in front of me. And that's what the Bronze Bomber had been talking about on the radio station. I'm serious, dog. I thought Leo Santa Cruz was gone. He don't have to be humble, but all that street stuff, leave it at the crib. Come to fight. Yeah. Look, y'all understand, some of these boxers are actually still street dudes. A lot of street dudes gravitate to boxers because they can fight. They can scrap. And, you have to look at what level they're fighting on. A lot of street dudes will sit up here and try to fight for a boxer just to keep him safe so they can continue to be in his circle and continue to reap the benefits of him fighting, gain his loyalty and respect. Yeah, man. I did not like when he let Josue take his belt. I thought it was over for Cepeda, but he turned up his energy at the weigh-in, and I knew he had something for Josue. Yeah, he did, man. He put his hand over there. Yes, I liked it. I didn't think it was all the way real. It just seems like it was a little bit of acting in there, a little stage play. I don't know. It's just when I saw his father swinging the way he was, it reminded me back in high school when I seen females fight for the first time. His dad was just, no, I told you I was pink today. Like, I'm looking at his dad's punching. I say, Josue, how can you be a boxer and your dad is swinging in windmill type of rotations? Something is terribly wrong. Seriously, your pops fight like that, dog? No. Hell no. There's no way that your pops train you to throw straight jabs, crosses, hooks, have you a technically sound boxer, and he's up here windmilling. You're fighting like a female, basically. No, he walked right into that shot and night. Yeah, he did, man. It was brutal. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was brutal. I felt bad for Josue too, because look, it reminded me of Kasazu and Zab Judah, y'all. Real talk. I'm not saying the time and all that. I'm just saying when he was hit and tried to get up, and Bambi said, Bambi was trying to tell them, no. Did you see me when I came out that motherfucker? I was stumbling around. Bambi's like, Shit, Josue tried to get up. Damn near ran through the ropes, dog. Come on, man. Damn. I was pulling for him too. I'm not lying to you, bro. I was pulling for Josue, man. We was pulling for Josue for a reason. Team Williams was pulling for Josue for a reason. That's all I can say about. We was pulling for Josue for a reason. We wanted that Josue fight. Yes, we wanted Vargas. A lot of these trainer dads never been in a fist fight in their life. Man, when I seen his dad swinging like that, I said, oh my God. Damn, that can't be true. Like, Josue, you a boxer. What's up with your pops? Yo, Josue, what's up with your pops? Look at this video. Dude, I don't think we can hang with you no more. Your pops. How can you do that, dog? He's swinging like a girl. Man, I'm about to go up to the bodega, man. I got to think about this For real. When I get back from the bodega, man, I'll let you know. But right now, I'm out your circle there, Josue. It's no personal thing, but your pops. He swung like that on national TV. They don't think we soft walking up the street. Josue, come on, man. They saw your pop swinging. They gonna think we soft. The ruckus was funny to watch, but I still seen the eye of Tiger and Cepeda. Yes, sir. I Drew. He did. He did. Cepeda had that look. He had that look, man. But I seen that look in Shakur Stevenson's eyes too now. But the only thing about Shakur Stevenson, what was different, Shakur Stevenson have a tendency to smile when he's serious, and that shit is not no laughing matter. He was dialed in, focused, and ready for Jamel Herring, God damn it. When they asked Flores Jr. father if he should have stopped the fight, he said he'd been in tougher street fights. What? Excuse me? Man, that's wild. I was pulling for Vargas too. Might never see him again. You're gonna see him again. I ain't know he got kicked out. Floyd Jim. Yes. Yeah, a lot of people don't know he's an old floor fighter. Yes. Absolutely. Talk that shit, man. Knowledge. Knowledge, y'all. Knowledge. Thanks for taking me off that damn skip mark topic. You know, talk about some quality shit. We need to stick to the quality shit. You know what I'm saying? But real talk, man. I've been trying to y'all check out the video I did of this 17-year-old kid, man. That, this BJJ competitor. He's he's a real one, man. He's gonna be special once he start getting his groove right and getting his strength up. I did an interview with him, guy. I actually went to a couple of tournaments where the first time I saw him, man, I was like, damn, he was killing people, like he was subbing them out. Dude is real. He's a real type of dude, man. He's turned pro and went up to the worlds to try to qualify. He did okay, but I did an interview with him, man, because I definitely try to learn about what I'm looking at when it comes to BJJ. But I appreciate the interview from Guy. You know, continue to go out there and train, man. I'm gonna keep an eye on you. You know, put some footage out there when I can. But for me, man, I've been paying attention a little bit to the MMA, of course, and also the grappling tournaments has been going on and getting familiarized with more names, um, more the proper terminology for what I'm looking at. It's important to know what you're looking at so you can speak on what they're doing, what they're trying to do, what might they do, what trap they're trying to set. I mean, the game is just so technical that you really have to pay attention to these jiu-jitsu matches. But yeah, y'all know what it is, man. Y'all definitely know what it is. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Tell that skip mark, you know, goddamn Halloween passed. I know he had a great time at Halloween. Okay. I know he did. Hanging out at freaking truck stops and Quick Trip, you know, in the back of the motherfucking alley and shit. I know, you know, you going up there and checking out family. I know, man. I know that them community goddamn gas stations and bathrooms, man. You see some crazy shit up in there. That shit's nasty as hell, but it's a lot of piss and shit on the floor. You know, some people used to bathing in that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The red blood cells are different. They don't fall sick or ill to certain type of bacteria anymore because they was born with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving y'all a little background on how that shit works. But man, y'all continue to support the channel, man. I'll be back on here tomorrow to talk about something that you all may not know that's about to go down that y'all may not know, man. Appreciate J8, J Ocho, Andrew Charles, man. Sir Kim was in the building, L Dub, and everyone else that pulled up. Free Hoover, Ohio Run Boxing. Yes, sir. Appreciate everyone for pulling up, man. And be sure to turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports. Subscribe.